John Bozeka, Kenny Roda here after Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and it goes the Cavaliers' way tonight after a dominant Game 3. They come out and they start in a world of fury to start this game. They end up winning 111 to 102 over the Celtics, but they get off to a great start again, Kenny, leading by 16 after the first quarter, kind of set the tone. Celtics were playing catch-up the whole time, almost got there, but another good start by the Cavs leads to another win.
Yeah, they built the lead early and then used that to their advantage the rest of the way, forcing, like you said, Boston to try and come back, and I think they got it to 6 or 8 points at one point, but the Cavaliers never let them get it to a one-possession game. And then LeBron James doing what LeBron James does in a quiet way tonight with 44 points, making sure they even this series at 2-2 to go back to Boston now Wednesday night for Game 5. And I'll tell you this much, the Cavaliers, when they want to play defense, they can play it because they stunk all regular season long defensively. Lately in the playoffs, defensively, they've been pretty good when they want to play. They're going to need to ratchet it up about 5 levels on Wednesday night in Boston if they want to take Game 5 on the road to try and come back here and close it out in Game 6.
Well, and they really got some great efforts from some others tonight. Kyle Korver with 14 points, George Hill with 13 points, guys stepping up at the right time in this game. Larry Nance even had a big game, and then maybe the biggest thing helping was the crowd. 20,562 in the stands here at Quicken Loans Arena.
Great job by the crowd here tonight to give them the extra energy that they needed to give them that boost when Boston would make a run, and then the one BS foul call on J.R. Smith where he never touched the guy.
Couple of those tonight.
Rozier, and he had 3 free throws. Rozier misses the first 2 free throws. This place is going crazy, and you always get a burst of energy from the crowd, especially when somebody goes in and attacks this rim right here for a rim-shattering dunk and everything like that. So a great job by the Cavaliers. It wasn't pretty after the first quarter. They hung on. Where in Game 3, John, they built the lead every quarter and didn't take their foot off the gas. They kind of did a little bit tonight, but Kyle Korver, how about the hustle from 37-year-old Kyle Korver tonight? You're going to look at his box score and see his 14 points, but what about his 3 block shots tonight? What about the dive at the other end for a loose ball? 37-year-old Kyle Korver turning back the clock.
Lots of people tweeting about those 3 blocks, something that he hasn't done many times in his career. Basketball.
That ties his amount of blocks for his entire career. He has 6 now, I think.
Basketball Reference was a hot place tonight for Kyle Korver to be looked up. Couple other guys, Larry Nance has really started to find his way on this team. I know in that first series, Kenny, against Indiana, there were a lot of rough patches for him, but last 2 games, 8 points, 7 points tonight, and they're not just 8 and 7 points, they're active 8 and 7 points, where he's getting blocks, he's getting steals, he's getting assists, he's doing a little bit of everything to contribute to the team, and had a nice stretch in the third quarter to extend the lead out.
You know who he's becoming? Tristan Thompson off the bench, because Tristan Thompson is now starting for the Cavaliers, and Thompson, next to LeBron James, Tristan Thompson's been the most valuable player for the Cavaliers in this series. But let's give Larry Nance some credit, and Ty Lue, let's give him a few more minutes in games 5 and 6, because I think he's earned it. Early in the playoffs, he did not. In this series, he's earned it, and he brings you what Tristan used to bring you off the bench. So it's nice to have Tristan in the starting role to guard Al Horford, but it's nice to have Larry Nance with those pogo sticks for legs coming in off the bench.
Should be no surprise, too, that Ty Lue said that actually Tristan has kind of taken Larry under his wings. So the two have worked out together in practice. They've tried to become each other, and you can see those, I guess, Tristan-esque qualities rubbing off on Larry Nance. Kevin Love didn't have the night he wanted to tonight, but when the going got tough late in the game, Kenny, he made a couple plays and, again, kind of found his way into this game with an ugly 9 and 11 stat line.
And 6 turnovers, too. But LeBron had 7 as well. 13 turnovers from your top 2 players, and you still win by 9 to tie the series
bad way to go.
at 2-2. So be happy that they won the game, and Kevin Love had a bad game. He can't do that in Boston. He plays like that in Boston for Game 5. Cavaliers won't win. They need him in Boston to be a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds or more to help LeBron. You know what you're going to get from LeBron. We still don't know on a night-to-night basis what we're going to get from Kevin Love, what you're going to get from George Hill or J.R. Smith, but they're starting to trend in the right direction with the exception of Kevin tonight. But he did come up with 5 big points in that fourth quarter when LeBron was out.
Also had 6 rebounds, but not like I'm keeping track or anything.
President of the Kevin Love fan club.
That
right
is
there.
what they call me
Yes.
at 1480 WHBC. Last question for you, Kenny, then we'll wrap this up here. It was something that you asked after the game. How do you bottle up these 2 games and take them back to Boston now? Well, you asked that of Tristan Thompson. I want to know what's the answer that Kenny Roda has on to bottle up these 2 games and take it back to a pivotal Game 5.
Treat Game 5 as a must-win. The intensity, the aggressiveness, the Goonieism, or whatever Ty Lue called it after 2, you've got to play that physical. You have to. You have to out-physical Boston. You have to out-hustle Boston. And you have to hit some threes. This team is at its best when it's hitting the threes. Boston did a better job of taking away the threes tonight here in Cleveland. Can the Cavs transfer the aggressiveness, intensity, gooniness to Boston, and can they make threes in the Garden? We'll find out in Game 5. I think LeBron James will not use it as a feel-out game. I think he will be ultra-aggressive, attacking in that first quarter to try and set the tone, and then see if the Hills, the Smiths, the Loves, and everybody else will follow.
Boston now 1-6 on the road in the playoffs, 9-0 inside the Garden in the playoffs. They love playing at their home spot of choice. It's their favorite place to play, and they play very well there. He's Kenny Roda. You can catch him tomorrow, 3 to 7 on 1480 WHBC with his partner JT, who I sat with tonight. It was a blast sitting with him. And then you can listen to
I'll hear about it tomorrow.
You will, and then you can listen to my sports tomorrow morning on Canton's Morning News starting at 5:30. He's Kenny Roda. I'm John Bozeka. Cavs win Game 4, 111-102 behind 44 points from LeBron James to even the Eastern Conference Finals at 2 games apiece. Have a great night, everyone.
Double T, throw the hammer down. Fred.